Good evening. Further to the recent announcement that the government has given policy guidance for annual leave of workers to be deducted for negative contacts who undergo quarantine, the Department of Employment held a consultative meeting with representatives of workers and employers this morning. The Seychelles Chamber of Commerce and Industries was also represented at the meeting. The 13th month salary for this year was also on the agenda.
That annual leave of the workers should be deducted. Cabinet instructed us to go and meet with the stakeholders, that is the workers' unions and also the Association of Employers, for us to consult with them what are their views on the matter. So after the discussion today, we have a positive feedback from both stakeholders, meaning the Employers Association and the Workers Union. They agree that there should be a shared responsibility between both parties. And from what we've gathered today, we will compile and propose go to Cabinet with new proposals for Cabinet to give us further instructions on the matter. For the 13th month, as we are aware, last year for the year 2020, there was a suspension of the obligation of the employers to pay their workers a 13-month pay. The FE4GR was being paid up to March 2021. So many employers will find it difficult to pay their workers a full 13-month pay. Plus, we have had some restrictions this year, so not all workers have worked for 12 completed months. So based on discussion today, we will prepare some proposal to go to Cabinet. That is whether to suspend the regulation similarly as last year, or to extend for the payment, which currently, as per the law, it becomes due at the end of December, but you can pay up to the end of January the following year. Or we can allow the employers to pay a bonus as they see fit.
The Seychelles Federation of Workers Union was against the initial announcement by the government about annual leave implications because it said there was no initial consultation about the matter.
And I personally wrote to employment and asked them to go back on the discussion table for us to have different views. So today they organized the meeting with the trade union representative, all three trade unions, and the employers representative, where we try to discuss on the issue of taking workers' annual leave for COVID situations. So we've put our views again to the discussion, where we've said that it's not fair when somebody is genuinely sick for him or her to surrender his annual leave, because his annual leave is one of his rights that he will use it for other purposes. In cases of abuse that can be established, this action, disciplinary action, can be taken against the worker, because you are not there to abuse the law, especially in this difficult situation. But at the same time, we say that the burden should not fall only on the workers. It should be a shared burden.
The Ministry of Agriculture has started a dialogue on developing national pathways towards a sustainable food system. This is in preparation of the United Nations Food Systems Summit that will be held in September. The dialogue involves stakeholders such as farmers, fishermen, food processors, policymakers, as well as importers, amongst others. Through focus group discussions, participants will provide input in preparing of a national document to build a more robust and resilient food system that will be presented at the UN summit. Minister Flavien Joubert says that this is also an opportunity for the country to work on its national strategies regarding food production and distribution.
We have to take this opportunity for us to take a good look at what we are doing nationally, where we are going nationally, and use that information to drive the different activities that we undertake at the national level. These dialogues are very, very important. They would help us a lot in refining and defining a national strategy that we can achieve in the short term. And it would also help the ministry. It would help other bodies that are connected with local production and local marketing to actually work on strategies that can benefit the whole population. We know Seychelles is a very open system. We are dependent on imports, and part of our food system is actually based outside the country. So it's important that we all take note of that, and in our work, we modify what we are doing to take into account the challenges that we are facing right now in our food systems.
2 STC employees are tonight reported to be facing police questions about stock that's gone missing. The company says it concerns a pallet of grapes that arrived by air but vanished en route to its warehouse. It says the staff were handed to police following an internal investigation into stock irregularities. The wholesaler says the arrests were not connected to a break-in 11 days ago at the storage depot. STC is urging people not to buy goods from unofficial sellers and is now probing other stock shortfalls.
We've made our internal investigations and discovered that there may have been people involved on the inside in the disappearance of those grapes. When the consignment arrived at the warehouse where it was supposed to be stored, then redistributed, the discrepancy was discovered. So we would like the cooperation of the retailers and also of the public not to receive or to accept commodities being sold by people who are not necessarily officially from STC, but selling commodities from the STC stores.
The director of the newly established Trafficking in Persons Secretariat says they are working in collaboration with the Committee for Trafficking in Persons on the new policies and guidelines, and also in monitoring and evaluation of cases of trafficking in persons in Seychelles. Aina Laporte says her role as the director of the Secretariat is to put the necessary procedures in place. She says that the policies have already been drafted and awaiting the approval of the Committee for Trafficking in Persons. Mrs. Laporte says that since its inception, the Trafficking in Persons Secretariat has been able to resolve various challenges. The Prohibition in Trafficking in Persons Act came into effect in 2014. And with this, we've come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for your attention.